All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem HaRakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to you brothers to the four corners of the earth, preaching this word and also laboring in this word in truth, love, and sincerity. And may blessings fall upon our houses that are 1/3. And I just have a quick article today. I'm dealing with, as you see it on the screen. This is coming from an officer in New York. And he says, I got tired of hunting black and Hispanic people. Multiple police officers in Brooklyn say they were told by a commander that white and Asian people should be left alone. Okay. Lieutenant Edwin Raymond and other officers who policed the subway in Brooklyn are suing the police department for discrimination. This is by Joseph Goldstein and Ashley Southall, December 6, 2019, which today is the 7th. So this came out yesterday. Okay, so I just want to read briefly through this article real fast and hit a couple scriptures. So it says, at a police station tucked into an end-of-the-line subway terminal in South Brooklyn, the new commander instructed officers to think of white and Asian people as soft targets and urged them to instead go after blacks and Latinos for minor offenses like jumping the turnstile, a half-dozen officers said in sworn statements. You are stopping too many Russian and Chinese. One of the officers, Daniel Perez, recalled the commander telling him earlier this decade. Another officer, Aaron Diaz, recalled the same commander saying in 2012, you should write up more black and Hispanic people. The sworn statements gathered in the last few months as a part of a discrimination lawsuit deal with a period between 2011 and 2015, but they are now emerging publicly at a time when policing in the subway has become a contentious issue, sparking protests over a crackdown on fare evasion and other low-level offenses. You see? So this commander, which we know he has to be an Edomite, of course, by his actions, right, more than likely, which he would be a so-called white man if he is an Edomite, but who does he want to target? Who does he want? What did he call them again? Right. Who does he want to target? And he doesn't deem as soft targets? You Israelites. You so-called blacks and Latinos. Okay? Because the target is out to get you. You see? It says the commander, Konstantin, I don't even know how to say the other word, Kasakas, was in charge of more than 100 officers who patrol a swath of the swath of the subway system in Brooklyn. His first major command since then, he has been promoted to the second in command of policing the subway system throughout Brooklyn. Along the way, more than half a dozen subordinates claim he gave them explicit directives about whom to arrest based on race, you see? And those subordinates recently came forward, many for the first time providing signed Salakia.
Hey, on Tuesday, can I ride to the north with you when we get off?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. Salakia Akim. It says, along the way, more than half a dozen subordinates claim he gave them explicit directives about whom to arrest based on race. Those subordinates recently came forward, many for the first time, providing a signed affidavits to support a discrimination lawsuit brought by 4 black and Hispanic police officers. The officers claimed they faced retaliation from the New York Police Department because they objected what they said was long-standing quota system for arrests and tickets, which they argue mainly affected black and Hispanic New Yorkers. Okay? So, at the end of the day, the point is to show you that, Esau Edom is out to get you Israelites out there, man. Okay? We don't be making this shit up. So, like, you know what? We don't be making these different things up when we just be saying that Esau Edom be out to get you. You see? This is just another example coming out to the light of showing you that Esau is against you, Israelites, man. Okay? that he has his face set against you. Okay? Let's get a scripture. Right? This is the book of Psalms 37. This is the book of Psalms 37, verse 32. It says, oh my gosh, Salakia. It's the book of Psalms 37, verse 32. It says, the wicked watcheth the righteous and seeketh to slay him. We're going to read it again. Or I'll read it again. The wicked watcheth the righteous and seeketh to slay him. You see? So every move you make, you Jakes make out there, right? You best believe that the wicked is watching you. Okay? The wicked, which is Esau Edom, is on your heels. And he's waiting for you to make a false move. Okay? That's why, and Esau starts on down with petty crimes, even starting with low offenses, you know. But all those things add up, because when you get these different minor offenses, what does that lead to? That leads to fines, okay? That leads to the start of a so-called criminal history, as they would say. And if you keep getting these different petty offenses, it leads up to a history or a jacket of these different offenses, which would result in what? Jail time, right? Or more or higher fines you have to pay. You know? So it's all still set against, you know, to keep you Jakes down. You know? Or to make your case worse than which it already is. You see? But this is how the wicked is. Let's read Psalms 37 again. It says, the wicked watcheth the righteous and seeketh to slay him. You see? And that's his whole plan. That's his plot. To what? To slay you, Jake. Any way possible. Whether he's slaying you by financially. He's slaying you, you know, with his indoctrination and his philosophies. He's slaying you with the food that he puts in your neighborhoods. Okay? He's slaying you through all different means, you know, that more than what we can even think of. You see? And this is a second in command, a commander. So just imagine someone in a higher position. You see, because, you know, even though they got some type of rank in this world, so to speak, in that police force or division, right? Imagine what the elites are planning to do. What they have planned and have been doing for decades against our people. You see, things on a higher level, which has affected, you know, us from our great grandparents, even on down to us today, from a wicked agenda and a plot that they have set against us and our people. Okay, and this is upon all of us Israelites. Okay, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, right, and whoever seed line go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So let's get the book of Micah 2, verse 1. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. And this is speaking of the elites. But since let's talk about this officer, right? What is he? He's in second. He's second in command. You see, so he has some type of power. You know, he has some type of power. Okay. All right. Verse 2, right? Because he makes different rules, you know, and you can well, we read that because, hey, as he was telling, basically he was a centurion, right? So when you're a centurion, he's a modern day Roman centurion, so he was a leader of people, of officers of 100, right? So out of most of them officers, as he was leading them, what did he tell them to do? I want you to target blacks and Latinos. You see, this is who I want you to get your arrests from, the blacks and Latinos. That's why I call the Chinese and the Russian type of Edomites of them as soft targets. Basically, don't bother them, okay? Don't bother them. We don't need them all up in court. Okay? But let's finish slaying these blacks and Latinos, you know, and getting our I forget what that count is called, you know, their ticket count or whatever it's called when they get enough, you know, stops or you know, put enough tickets out to make it look like they are controlling crime, so to speak, you know. But who is they? It's showing you who are they getting it from, and this is just one article of many, you know. And I'm just touching on it because, you know, this is what came on my feed on the internet. So hey, the Spirit said do a quick lesson on it. So verse 2 it says, "And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage." All right, but that's the point. You know, because everything that they take from our people, what? They do it all in the act of violence, okay? They all do it by the way of their blessing, which is the sword. All right? In houses and take them away, so they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage, you see? And putting someone in a financial depravity is still a form of oppression. Okay, knowing most people don't have the means to pay all these different petty little fines, you know, people can barely get by as it is, you know, but you know, making them pay a $100 and $200 fine, well, what? Keep them under, right? And if you don't have the money, oh man, let you not even have the money to pay the fine. What? They may give you another fine on top of that, or you know, the judge can recommend you doing jail time. You know, so I mean, there's just so many different things to it, and everything is bigger than what it seems, or bigger than what you think. You see, but at the end of the day, this all goes back to the wicked plot of Esau, Edom to slay the righteous, man. You know. So hey, you know, I just wanted to touch on that real quick through the Spirit. You know. So hey, until next time. With another quick lesson, I want to say shalom.